All right, what is up? This is Down for Real Gaming. I am your host, Rough and Rule, along with my co-hosts, Digested Raptor. You were here last time. Say hello.
Hello.
That was lame. All right, and my other co-host, which we're just gonna go by Sauce. How's it going, man?
It's going good. How's everything going?
Oh well, it's pretty good. Today was my birthday, and I didn't get a happy birthday thing from you, so so that's fine. It's
Yeah,
just
I got you on.
oh yeah,
Uh,
you did. And you only got 50 minutes left, so I mean, just throwing it out there. But
for the bare minimum, I'm gonna say this at the end of the podcast now instead of right now because I haven't been on social media all day, and you're an attention-seeking whore.
well, no, that's fine. No time than the present.
No
So
pressure. No pressure.
well, anyways, I'm glad that you guys are both made it. I mean, it's always kind of a challenge for us to be able to do one of these, anyways. And I know, Cody, you've already kind of explained, talked a little bit about yourself and your interests and stuff like that. So, Alec, I'm going to have you do that the same thing here too. So just let them know about who you are and what kind of games that you play. You're not very good at.
That's a great way to introduce myself. But other than that, hi, my name is Alec. I go by Sauce. I love to play some sports games every now and then. Don't like to play Madden, although I don't think Refund would fucking ever do that.
I don't think you have an option. That's the thing.
I don't think you have an option yourself because you're Cleveland Brown. If the
So,
chat, so we got to keep that one rolling, and then also a little RPGs on heard every now and then going into what I personally like. I think I enjoy racing games the most.
no, that makes sense. You said you play RPGs. Like, how does it feel to know that like every RPG character you'll ever create will always be better looking than you?
Um, you know what? As long as it doesn't stick out, as long as my forehead doesn't stick out too much in real life.
Because I mean, I've seen some like some Commander Shepard characters that look like they were basically head bashed in from the womb. Okay, and then I saw a picture of your face, and I was like, yeah, I think I'd still take the other guy. So, but no, like I know you did mention that you do play sports games. I know you do play like a lot of you guys. Well, you and Cody both play like 2K quite a lot, and um, games like Madden. You guys are pretty much the sports aficionados when it comes to like those kind of games and stuff.
If there was a
Like,
sports cast, we would be it.
oh no, absolutely. I mean, I could probably should always get it. I should get a job in sportscasting. That'd be great. It'd be like Tony Romo, but just more
I predict
boring.
the wrong thing every time.
Right? They'd be like, I think they're gonna pass, dude. That's like a 4th and 20. I'm sorry, but I stick by what I said.
Oh, it's 2nd and 9. I think they're gonna do a fumble rooski here.
Like, it's 3rd and 9 on your own 4 yard line. This is a perfect time for a QB sneak. You know,
Well, I mean, they were the Giants last year. Yeah.
right? Well, yeah. I'm just gonna make sounds like John Madden used to make when he played Madden. Be like, so what are you doing? You better kick it here. You know. So, no, it's funny talking about Madden because the game franchise is such a interesting interesting predicament. I'm trying to use that very very lightly. Um, but you guys have both played Madden 23, and I know Cody, you gave some of your opinion on it. Uh, but uh, but Alec, I want to hear your opinion on Madden 23 as well.
My opinion on Madden 23, I haven't had any complaints about the game so far. Although I have deleted it a couple times because I just have no room on my Xbox for it. It's such a large game.
How,
I
how,
would
how
say.
big is how big is Madden 23?
It's about 80 gigs, right, Cody?
I can tell you right here because I'm doing an update on it right now. I
It's
have a 48 gig update.
a 48 gig
Exactly,
update. Oh my
exactly
god!
why I don't
Yeah,
download
it's
certain
it's
sports
it's
games.
a 52 gig game.
What the
with the 40 gig
hell?
updates. So yeah,
It's it's
I'm
their
around the ballpark on it. 90.
That's
it's like
like
their fifth. It's their first big update of the year.
that's crazy though. That's a lot for like literally like 4 new features. oh
Well, compared to 2K, that's a small update.
yeah, I guess I haven't really played 2K, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
our
um,
2
base
2K
our
2K's
base
updates
upgrade last year was
are like
100.
anywhere from like 60 to 100 gigs.
oh ew.
Uh, Last year maxed out at 122.
Jeez, I know like Assassin's Creed Valhalla is like 100 and something gigs, and I was like, how is this so big for like this big of a gig for like this game comparing to the fact that like it's just such a kind of a basic game. Um, but I just yeah I can't imagine like that's just ew that's gross like it's like hey we want you like how big's your hard drive like 1 terabyte yeah well get prepared to use half of that for this game like but yeah
Nah,
it's that's just yeah this is not worth it man but I mean I'm glad that you haven't had any issues with it though like because I know it's
no, I mean his electric bill's being ran by two refrigerators though.
no
Basically,
I mean
him,
this
his
yeah
actual refrigerator, and then that freaking Xbox, the
uh,
Xbox Series T. Oh, I forgot you downgraded to an X.
No, I got the S.
oh yes yeah the Xbox Series. I thought about getting an Xbox Series X at one point, but it really doesn't matter. Like I don't see a whole lot of like improvement in it, anyways. And I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see any
Uh,
much reason.
Going around on an entire day really does take the energy up of a refrigerator. I think that's about like
Oh,
um the wattage on that. I had to look that up specifically, but it's a lot
that would
just to have it plugged in.
just for that tower. That doesn't really surprise me, to be honest. Like it's. I don't know. Like I didn't really see the point. I guess having the X or the S. So it was really difficult to try to justify, um, spending the extra when I found the S and I was like, oh well, I'm just gonna get this right off the bat.
Oh yeah, anywhere between 100 to 250 watts. So around, I would say 150 watts for the Xbox Series X to use just to be plugged in.
That's
So I mean, Cody avoided paying for an extra refrigerator in his house.
Well, I actually made a profit off of selling my X.
A profit,
no.
but that guy don't know anything about it.
I bought it on Facebook Marketplace for 525. I sold it 6 months later for 650,
Oh,
and
okay.
I bought my Series S with the extra controller for the retail price of just the S.
Oh, that's actually really nice.
Yeah, and it was still in the box and everything. Like he still had some of the cables and the original controller in the plastic.
Oh well, hell, he got a great deal then.
Yep. I'm waiting for the Gen 2 of the X to come out.
The Gen. Oh, okay, yeah. I one day I'll get that. I'm on upgrading my stuff, but there's really just no need at the moment. You know what I mean?
No, the S suffices.
Yeah, it does. It works just fine. I've been super into I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but I've been super into Fight Club or no Fight Club. Was it Fight Night
Fight Night.
Champions? Yeah, Fight Night. And I don't know if like you guys have ever played those. Like
A little bit. I've dabbled.
I've dabbled.
Ain't nothing like playing with a little bit of butterbean, you know.
Like they're I mean they're really really good. Um like they're fantastic games, to be honest. I would highly recommend them. Um I've been playing it nonstop, and it's really funny because like those I think Cody and I we kind of talked about it. Those those older games you can kind of just exploit really bad. So like if
Mhm.
you make your character and you just build them up a certain way, you just fuck up opponents really bad. I really do wish that they would just keep the servers open. Like, I really wish they would.
Well, if you were in the know, a lot of original Xbox titles are coming back onto the their online servers are coming back on.
Oh yeah, I'll have to
There's
go
a
check.
there's like a small team that are slowly getting the rights to the original Xbox's servers,
Hmm.
and so if you get in on their program, there's like 12 games I think right now you can play online on the original Xbox.
Oh wow.
And like some of them are like Halo, and I think like Star Wars Battlefront, and a bunch of other games. They're slowly bringing back the old servers, so that if you have an original Xbox, you can play it online.
Wow. That's actually
Yeah,
really cool that they're doing that. Like, I think it's pretty awesome. I'm actually really like I don't know like I never played the original Xbox, I guess, so like I would actually definitely check out those kind of games.
there's a lot of good exclusives on the original Xbox.
That's something I did notice. Like I've never that's the thing, like I've never really heard people talk shit about it. Like it just looked like a fun time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was a good console. It's just it was the new guy in the block when it came out.
Oh yeah, and I but on that time too, I believe wasn't the GameCube, the PS2, and the Xbox. But the
Yeah.
Xbox was like the one the cool kid on the block that just kind of kicked the door in.
Yep, I was one of the few people I knew growing up in my group in my school that had that Xbox.
Yeah, I had the obviously I had the PS2, which was still a fantastic system. Um, God, I wish I could go back to that era to play a lot of those games like it's the first time. And
Yep.
it always kind of makes me sad. Actually, that's actually a really interesting thought there too. Is for both of you guys, if you could go back and play a game like it is for the first time, what would you play?
A game by myself to play again, or with somebody else?
Like as if you were like you were jumping right back to wherever year that is, and you're about to play it again, like it's the first time.
James Bond Nightfire.
Huh. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Out of like all those games, I didn't expect James Bond Nightfire.
Is
Yeah,
it
those
that
games are pretty
or
good.
Jack 3?
Well, what's that? I,
Cody. Go ahead, Cody.
I was just agreeing with what you guys were saying about the James Bond games. Those are good games.
well, that's why like I don't know if you saw my one post or whatever when I claimed I made that unpopular opinion about Goldeneye. And I said,
Or or the one about Banjo.
yeah, when I was like, Goldeneye is just an over because like the one dude was like, oh yeah, like Banjo's better than Mario 64, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, yeah, but Goldeneye's better than both, and I'm like, that, okay,
But yeah, I mean, Banjo Kazooie is definitely a game I would love to go back and replay for the first time.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's one of those games where like a lot of people really loved Super Mario 64, but I think Banjo was just the better game.
Oh, and if you ever watch any of the interviews with the creators, they say that they basically thank Mario 64 for getting the groundwork for them.
Right. And you can tell it's made with a lot of loving care and shit, and
Yeah,
like
they basically took Mario 64 and like fixed stuff that was wrong. Like I know a big thing with Mario 64 is, oh, you get a star. Oh, restart the level.
yeah,
Banjo Kazooie, you get a Jiggy. Nope, keep playing, keep going.
You know, I still hear that the sound of when you get the jiggies. Like you can hear that. I can hear that in my head the entire time. You know, and
Yeah,
I loved it. You know, I loved the whole getting the jiggy and shit. You know, getting
I mean,
the Jinjos.
speaking of that,
What's that?
I ordered some collectibles, and they finally just came in last week. I'll put them here on camera. Let me just get
Oh,
them all.
okay. Yeah. You can try putting them on camera if you want.
I ordered three of them, and I ordered three of them back in February or March.
Mm.
They all finally came in,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'll show you the fourth one I bought like a year
Yeah,
for a
I'll
while.
definitely want to check that out. But
They were they were limited run things, so
no, that'll be interesting. No, I actually just I finished off. I did a podcast this morning with a different friend of mine that lasted longer than I expected it to. But what kind of sucked was the fact of like, oh, it wasn't bad at all. Actually, it was actually a really good time. But it was just kind of like this same stuff for this for Riverside was happening this morning. You know, and it's kind of a bummer because it's like at this point I don't feel like this should be happening. But the internet, I know the internet over here is oddly shoddy for really no reason.
yeah, especially for where you live.
Oh yeah, definitely. Depending on where you live, so it can really suck. But I know like one of the things I know we did want to discuss today, and I think I know Cody, you and I touched on it a bit last. What was that last time we did it? I was a week ago, week or two ago.
Uh,
Um, and oh my god, you actually did go. Are those Funko Pops or
Mm. They're called U2s.
so
They're
like
basically
Funko
Funko
Pop?
Pops. They're basically like Funko Pops.
Okay, I was gonna say. I'm surprised that why is Banjo Kazooie not in Fortnite? Like that would actually get me to play Fortnite. Like,
Well,
like
I
I
mean,
just.
when they got on the Smash, oh my god!
Oh yeah,
I
dude. I
mean,
remember I was so hyped, and then I was like, "Oh, these guys are like mid."
yeah, they're like mid tier, but it's like I'm still gonna play them.
Oh yeah, like every time I play it, I'm just like yo, and just fucking just start hitting people. Like, like you just like I mean, what I love the most about that game, like especially being an adult, is how much of that game people just talk shit. Like that's all they did during that game. Like Kazooie and Bottles, the mole,
Yeah,
and they just rip into each other the whole time, and you're like, bro, like these guys are gonna fucking throw hands.
and it's that British humor.
Oh yeah, like I loved it. Like I was just sitting there, like, bro, this is. I actually want to see. I want to see the American version of that, where they're just like, "What the fuck you say to me? What'd you say to me?" And just both getting in each other's faces. Like I love Banjo Kazooie, man. I love it so much. Like that's like it's one of those games where it kind of got a bit of a remaster, but
Eh, not really.
well, the rare replay fixed up a
Yeah,
little something. It fixed up some things.
they give me a second. What they did was they HD upscaled it, and then also, but this was more so for when they did it on that 360 arcade.
Mm-hmm.
They HD upscaled it, and then they made it so that notes that you collect will carry with you, even if you die or leave the level.
Oh well, that's useful.
Because in the 64 version, if you died or left the level, but you didn't collect all 100 notes, you would have to
It's
restart from the beginning.
oh okay. Yeah, it's like one of those like what are they? The quality of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense though. I mean, because that's a
And
pretty steep
yeah,
price.
and then yeah, on the Xbox version, they were actually able to incorporate stop and swap.
Stop and swap.
Yep,
What was
it was
that
a
again?
mechanic. It was a mechanic that they put in the original games, but they couldn't execute it because of how the N64's memory worked. Basically, what it was after you beat the original game 100%, there was extra collectibles, and those collectibles you got went towards TUI to give you like extra moves or extra life,
Oh, that's
stuff
cool.
like that. But when they brought it to Xbox, so they were able to give you all the stuff that you were supposed to get in TUI, but then if you collected the stuff in Kazooie, you went into TUI, there was extra collectibles in there, and so collectibles from both games could be used towards nuts and bolts
Damn.
to give you extra content and extra customization items for nuts and bolts.
That's pretty insane how far ahead they were when like coming up with this stuff.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, they were ahead of the game.
it's almost like they knew what they were doing.
Yep, and then Microsoft had to screw them up.
Yeah, because they were like, you know what, you guys should be doing more Banjo Kazooie mobile games. Oh,
Connect.
yeah, right. Yeah, you guys should be really working on the Connect. I don't think that's going to sell. Connect. Okay. Like they just go walking past on their way like over to the studio. Like, hey guys, we're not working on Banjo Kazooie 3.
Yeah, and the only notable game that they've really worked on is that Pirates one.
Oh yeah, Sea of Thieves.
Yeah,
Yeah, which would be really even better if it had Banjo Kazooie.
there is a Banjo Kazooie Easter egg.
That's great. Oh, I can't use the Easter egg to play as Banjo and Kazooie and fly from pirate ship to pirate ship.
Well, I think the Easter egg is you can get there's a certain ship in the game that has Banjo Kazooie on the front of the ship.
That's kind of awesome. That's what everyone needs. They just need Banjo Kazooie in like everything. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter what it is, Banjo Kazooie. But oh yeah, Sauce. I forgot that you're still here, not participating.
I I've been quietly letting you guys go by.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So I think what was it? What do we want to talk? We wanted to talk about the remasters and stuff. I know we really wanted to bring that up, but I don't think we talked about that last. We talked about it a little bit, I think, last time. But I think we talked. I thought we said we would bring it up at a different day.
Yes.
So guess what? Today's the day. So we're just talking, like how many companies are just doing like remasters and remakes now. It's kind of like what you see in like Hollywood almost, where like Hollywood just does a bunch of remasters, but like cash grabs and all these remakes and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
But with video games, it's starting to get a little bit out of control. Because like
right,
the big one right now is Last of Us. Like you just remastered it for the second time in like 5 years. Like
right. No, exactly. Like it's actually really mind blowing that like they decided to remaster this. Like, and I've seen the whole remaster for it or the remake or whatever it is. Like I've seen it, and I'm not gonna lie, man, um it doesn't look like it
it's
that
not
matters.
improved enough.
No, no, it doesn't look like it's improved enough. And I think at this point, like it's like for Naughty Dog, this is all you have. You know, I mean, you don't, but it really kind of bugs me because it's like, why aren't you doing more? Like, there's that little game called Jack and Daxter that would be so cool to get an update for. I would personally, I don't know about you, but I would love to see Jack and Daxter just get another game.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't personally play them, but I know so many people where that was like one of their go-to games or franchises on the PS2.
Oh no, it absolutely was. Um,
And
you
I
know,
mean,
To that. Need for Speed Most Wanted or Midnight Club. But personally, I never touched Midnight Club.
Midnight
Yeah.
Club, yeah, Midnight Club, like Midnight Club Los Angeles. I think of like that was a fantastic one, but like it's kind of sad as like that it just kind of died. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like it basically was at Midnight Club 3, and then I don't remember anything else besides that. You know, I like it's like they just were like, yeah, we made 3 Midnight Clubs, and then they're like, oh, is there gonna be another one? like, like, bro, we already made 3. What more? How much more do you want? like,
Yeah. But I mean, here, I'll just list you a few remasters or remakes or whatever that I have in my Xbox library right now. We got Assassin's Creed Ezio Collection.
mhm.
Okay, that's one. You've got Skyrim that's been remade for every system known to man.
That's not true. After the Skyrim gets claimed to be remade, everyone just gets amnesia.
Um, we've got the Halo Master Chief Collection, which I was glad to see that they also redid 2, and they added Reach and ODST to the game.
Mm.
Let's see, I've got Perfect Dark Zero, which is an Xbox 360 remake of the N64 game. We've got Saints Row the Third remastered.
I don't
What
understand
else? We
why I got a remaster.
I don't know.
But Saints Row 2 was really good.
But I mean, here, let's see. What else is there? Um. Oh, whoa! They redesigned all the logo, all the game titles for the Assassin's Creed games on Xbox.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, they all got like new They got like they're all like similar
Well,
logos,
it's
but
because they
they're
want to put them. Remember, they want to put them under that whole like universe thing.
yeah. I mean, the title card redesign is pretty cool. But I mean, back to this topic I was on. Let's see, what other games do I have that's been remastered or remade? I got the Call of Duty Modern Warfare games. 1 and 2 got remade. Unfortunately, 2, it was only the campaign and not the multiplayer. You got Conquer Live and Reloaded. That was a Xbox remake of the N64 game,
Mm.
which is graphically better, but they censored the heck out of the game.
Oh, I bet they did.
What else do we got here? Destroy All Humans, and then the sequel they just redid.
Reprobed.
I don't know if you would consider the Doom games as remakes or remastered.
Uh,
Maybe reimaginings?
yeah,
Oh,
a reboot. I would say just a straight up reboot.
speaking about a game that's getting kind of a reboot, I know it's kind of a bit off of it, but let's talk about how we're finally going to see the Forbidden Hell project, Dead Island, come
Oh,
back.
Dead Island 2 finally coming back alive.
Yeah, in production. What is it? What is it? Production Hell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was stuck in
I saw
production hell,
that.
and now it's supposed to be coming out, what is it, February?
I think that I would give that a chance, especially because it is Los Angeles, and I am from Los Angeles. So I want to see if it's going to be fairly nice and just as good as GTA when it comes to surrounding areas.
See, like I haven't. Yeah, I don't think I've played that one. Like I have. I'm looking through my list actually of games that I have, and like Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest. What is that? 9, I think. Got a remaster.
Inquisition.
Final Fantasy
No, no, I'm
7.
sorry. No, Dragon Quest. Not you're thinking of Dragon Age. Dragon Quest, the super anime looking one. Yeah, the Destroy All Humans. Um,
Or what about Rob the Zombie?
Darksiders, too.
Oh, that did?
Yeah, 1 and 2 got a remaster.
LA Noir got remastered for newer
But are we going to get
consoles.
into games that should be getting remastered?
Games that should be getting remastered.
Banjo
Uh,
Kazooie.
well, no, that just needs to get a full on sequel. Um, the Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 1 and 2 deserve
Ooh,
deserve a remaster
that would be nice.
because those games they're awesome. I love the story in them, but they are rough. Except for 2. Actually, 2 doesn't need a remaster. 2 just needs to
No,
go away.
one really needs the remaster.
1 needs a remaster. 2 needs to just not be talked about.
I mean, they're both fun games. If they remaster both, that'd be great. But yeah, I mean, one definitely needs more of it because I mean, just look at the opening level. That opening level is so rough, even if you play it on a newer console.
Right. Yeah.
What other games need a remaster?
Stubbs the zombie.
Stuff.
Remember Stubbs? We're gonna leave out Stubbs. Poor Stubbs out here.
I've been hearing that they're actually working on something for that.
That was a great game.
I've been hearing they're either doing a remaster. It's either they're remastering or they're they're rebooting it. I cannot remember.
I heard the reboot for Saints Row went well.
I've been hearing mixed emotions. I will say one of my favorite reboots of recent years is the Crash Bandicoot Spyro remakes or remasters.
Those ones worked well.
Yeah, so I
I'm
mean,
very disappointed in
I'm
the
talking
guy.
Crash Bandicoot trilogy, Spyro trilogy, and Crash Team Racing. They did great with all three of those.
I'm
Oh
fairly
yeah.
disappointed in the guy that has Gen 4 Pokemon games and has not touched them at all yet.
I've played a little bit. I'm like on the third or fourth gym. I
And
mean, I still haven't touched Legends Arceus yet. So,
You haven't touched which one?
Legends Arceus.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't either. I've been like the last
And
one I
then yeah,
played. The last one I played was these the Diamond. I believe I got Diamond, and I actually really enjoyed it. I know some people seem that they were kind of miffed on it, but I think it's just because I never played them. Like that was the one generation that I skipped. So I was just like, oh, okay. I guess I'll just leave this here. And I was like, oh, I'll try it. We'll see how it works. So I went and I tried it, and I was like, wow, this game is pretty okay. like, like it was
it
I
like,
did it
I
did
thoroughly
slightly
enjoyed
better
having
than
fun.
I expected.
oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like I was very, very, you know, surprised. I think also another game. You know what? Actually, a game needs not a remaster, but just a full on to come back, kind of like a Doom. That's Burnout. Like
Yes.
I don't know about y'all, but I was like, but Burnout is one of those like fantastic games, and it just seems like we're missing. Like there's few games that are really missing, and Burnout is one of them. I need the Need for Speeds that they're making Criterion do, are just not cutting it. Like that, I'm sorry, but they're just not cutting it for me. Um, I need
Another franchise I think that needs to come back and kind of take place of what Call of Duty's gone away from is bring back the World War II Medal of Honor game.
I think that would be cool. At this point, I don't think there's just a spot anymore for Medal of Honor. Like I think what really needs to come back, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon or the Rainbow Six.
Uh, yeah, Rainbow Six has kind of verged off into a weird direction with their last couple of games.
Like the Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands and like I want like I would love to see Rainbow Six Vegas get remastered because I think Vegas was actually really good.
Yeah, or them bring back like the older Splinter Cell games.
Yeah, the older Splinter Cell, which I believe there's another Splinter Cell on the in the works. Um, Another one
Yeah,
which would be really nice would be the Ghost Recon Advanced
advanced.
Warfighters.
Yeah.
I think those ones were pretty cool. Like, there's a lot of remakes that could come through, which are like remasters and stuff. Which I don't think remasters are bad at all. I also just
Well,
don't believe that remasters should ever be full price.
well, I know a certain franchise that somebody in this chat would love. Not me, is for Dead Space to get some like remakes or something.
It is. It is getting a remake.
But like, I know somebody is waiting for them sooner than later.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I've been heavily playing it on my free time and hiding offline from you guys when I really want to go to a quiet space and just zone out. That
No,
game has a special place in my heart, and I hate horror games, but I don't know why. But that game just thoroughly attracts me.
no. It's just it's interesting. You know, it's a very interesting game, and I think really it's one of those games where it was just horror done right. You know, I know getting a horror game correct is so freaking difficult. And
I mean,
I've been watching old like world like PS2 games, like
yeah.
horror games like Fatal Frame and all those, and just watching how they like there was so much creativity back then to make stuff, and like I don't know about y'all, but it feels like the creativity now is just really lacking.
Well, I mean, look at how long it took for them to get a good like scary alien game.
Right? Like
Oh,
nobody thought.
Isolation took forever for something to happen.
Yeah. It took them how many games before Isolation came out? And now
No,
they're trying to recapture Isolation again, but they're just not figuring it out.
Yeah, no.
no, and that's the one part that's really like a downer. Um,
Alien Fire Team kind of sucks.
I mean,
no,
one franchise I wish that would come back to life, and I know it's never going to. And I think most people that played during that era would agree with me is the two K NFL 2K series.
I
Um,
don't. Mm-mm,
I
I'm,
mean, there's people, there's this group of people that took the last one, 2K5. They modded the game with like updated rosters and updated graphics, and they called it ESPN 2K23. And people are playing that game because they just want to see something other than Madden.
that's pretty crazy enough.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at Madden from the years after 2K lost the rights. Madden started incorporating stuff into their games even up until a few years ago that were already features in the 2K games.
well, with due respect, you have to wait to write something like that. Otherwise, you're gonna get a copyright.
Yeah,
They did it their own way. It's not the way that we're used to, but it's something that's new, but generally has the same vibes as it was before.
Well, okay, so I do believe though that it is kind of ridiculous that like I mean you look at Madden games and you look how like they talk like how much they hype up things like field sense and all that other kind of stuff, but then you look at if you even look at older games you realize that they're just taking stuff from older games, removing it, and then just bringing it back and then claiming it to be new.
yeah.
You know, and that's the point where I think for a lot, you know, for I mean, even myself who doesn't really play Madden all that much anymore, it that's really disheartening. I find that's kind of really offensive. Like instead of just hey, we're gonna do something better, you know, you're taking out full on parts of a game, you know, that have been in. And I think Cody, I told you this. If you ever get a chance, watch. The guy goes by Soft Drink TV, and he talks about this in
Oh
heavy
yeah,
detail.
I've seen it where he points out every feature that's been removed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've seen that video. That video is really good.
Yeah, it is really, really good. Um,
I mean, once we get this up on uh, YouTube, either myself or you can link that video in the comments.
yeah, definitely. I'll definitely link it in the comments because it is like if you're a fan of Madden and stuff, it's almost an absolute must watch.
Well,
Uh,
especially if you're a newer Madden fan and you always hear probably from older players like, "Oh, it's not as good as it used to be," and you have no idea what they're talking about. That video does such a good job of explaining
well,
what got taken
here's
out.
so okay. This is during the whole thing with Saints Row when that game came out, but there was a person that came out talking saying that how people should just kind of accept what the games are and just be happy that we got them. And I believe I saw someone in the comments mention like that's what Madden's been wanting for the past how many years, and that's why we got so many shit games. It's true. It's true. Because it is bullshit. You know what I mean? We've we've the fact of like radically just accepting that, well, this is just how the game is now. You just got to learn to deal with it. Just be happy that that you got your game. I'm like, no, this game sucks. Like, why would I want this? Like, I find it so disingenuous. Um, but like, it just I don't know. It bugs me. But the one thing I do know is that I've been so lately I saw that Disney had their new expo thing, so I've been kind of paying attention to the stuff that Disney's been going through. And like honestly, like they posted a couple things up for like the Marvels, and like so it's supposed to be like Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel and the other Marvel, and they're gonna go fight probably some dude because it seems like Marvel's just allergic to making female villains. Um, dude, like I would really love for them to go and make more female villains. You know what I mean? Like
Is there any good ones in the comics? Because I mean,
I'm
I
sure
can't think of
there,
any.
I'm sure there are. I mean, it can work. I not off the top of my head because I am not
Like
focused.
the like the only ones I can think of off the top of my head are like X-Men related.
Right? Oh yeah, like Jean Grey's Phoenix and all that other kind of stuff. But and
Mm-hmm.
I also know DC more than I know Marvel.
Same.
But like I feel like that could be done by bringing in more villains, and I know some people now like these villainous characters that like I'm gonna be dead ass honest. Like Wanda was a terrible antagonist.
Uh-huh.
Like I've seen Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, and Wanda was a terrible antagonist, which
Yeah,
is really sad
that was
because
a very mid movie.
like that movie is like below average, and so the thing that it was always so funny in the interviews, listening to them talk about it and like, well, I don't think Wanda's a villain. She's dealing with a very complex emotions, and I'm sitting here like, I'm pretty sure if I went through and murdered like fucking 50 people, and I was like, well, I didn't, I was going through some real complex emotions. I don't think that's gonna fly. Like that's a good way to get yourself like hurt. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
like it just was not well done, and I think there could be a place for a bunch more female villains. And it's mainly because we see all these female heroes, and they want to really push the whole female, the whole empowerment role. But make female villains. Like I don't know about y'all, but I love the fact like I want more black villains. I don't need black villains that are like, oh, he's evil, but he's because of whatever something black related. Like, give
Well, like
me
I'm excited for Black Manta to be the main villain in the new Aquaman movie.
right, like, because he actually has this motivation thing, and like I can't wait for them to show him like, oh yeah, he actually grew up in the Bronx, and he saw police brutality, which is the reason why he does what he does. It's kind of like when I heard the whole concept of like what they were doing for Firefly for that Batgirl movie, and they're like, oh well, it's not Garfield Lyons, but it's this other guy, and he got his funding cut from
You
the
mean the
VA's
Batgirl movie that
office.
they canceled?
Yeah.
That the cast got to see by themselves?
Yeah. Um, and then Kevin Smith gets to talk about it because Kevin Smith is such a comic book nerd that he cries to his own shit. Oh, like which I wish I was kidding, but like I'm dead serious. I'm fairly certain he made that Masters of the Universe that got kind of panned, and he was crying to it, and I was like, I never cried to my own work. Like it's kind of weird, man. That's sauce.
Yeah,
Super.
it's not like my children are precious or anything.
Well, if instead of leaving him in a hot car, if you just put something valuable in the back seat, you won't forget him.
I'm sure if it's like 84 degrees outside, kind of muggy and kind of like sprinkling, I guess I could leave the window down just a half an inch.
I just don't get how you get out of your car, shut your car door, walk out, lock your car, go into into the place, go like, oh fuck, I forgot my kid. Like,
I thought I forgot something.
Like, I went into Target one time for 30 minutes, but I left my car keys inside my car. My two dogs in there with the AC blasting, even though it was shade out, and I still cracked the window.
dude, I would never put my dogs in that situation because I'm not a psychopath. So
Oh, well, thank you for that comment.
yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm
Also,
glad that that made you feel better.
it did, considering I have guard dogs. So
Yeah, see, so look at
I
that.
think
So
they
you're,
could. I think they're well enough to be in the car by themselves with AC and in underground parking.
oh yeah, and oh, excuse me, and so I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm really like, what games are you excited for?
Dead
Like
Island.
coming, oh,
It's a
too.
good question.
Yeah, I didn't think about the implications of that.
Well, I mean, like we were talking earlier how Sauce and I are 2K gamers. Well, we haven't even gotten 2K yet, and that came out already. Like, it's like, is it worth getting that?
Why wouldn't it be?
I've heard a lot of good reviews.
Like from what I've seen and everything, it looks like a literal paste and copy of last year's game, and then they added a game mode in there that existed 11 years ago.
What game mode was it?
The Michael Jordan challenges.
Oh, because everybody loved the Jordan challenges because you can get sneakers from the Jordan challenges. That was another thing that was in the old 2K. You were able to collect sneakers and be just godly about the game. Like, hey,
Yeah, back
so challenge when a challenge was an actual challenge.
yeah, back when like collecting certain gear actually gave you like in-game boosts.
Yep.
I guess I never played. Yeah, I never played those long enough to actually like check them out and stuff. I'll definitely have to. Like, I wouldn't mind going back and checking out some of the older games and seeing how they rolled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely certain ones that stick out more than others on like
Yeah.
what you should be playing and shouldn't be playing.
Right. No, that makes sense. Like
One more thing. Lollipop Chainsaw heavily remastered. I would love that.
dude, Lollipop Chainsaw should be remastered.
It is being remastered.
Yeah, but it's gonna be remastered and like censored and all that stuff.
No, the guy that's doing the remaster is the original guy, and he said that he's the remaster is being done the way he wants it, and if they won't let him remaster it to his to what he has in mind, that he doesn't want to do the remaster.
Dude,
Like he wants it to be like a remaster with everything from the original game,
good.
including the pervy achievement.
Oh, when you look up her skirt,
Yep.
dude, that's fucking funny.
Yeah, like he wants it to be a
That
shot
was
for
an
shot
achievement.
book play by play remake.
Well, that's what, like, I'm kind of like miffed about is like for like Bayonetta, right? I always got so mad that the Switch got it, and then like they just never wanted it. It always bothered me because I'm like, this is a game that should be on an Xbox, not one of these other ones. But like, I think my like Bayonetta would be one that I would love to see get a remaster. I think oof, it's tough because there's a lot of games that I like that I would like to get one, but I just know that's not possible, so I just don't worry about it. Hot Shots
Yeah.
Golf
Outlaw.
Outlaw. I don't think I ever
You
played
know
that one.
the Outlaw sports games.
There's okay, so I was gonna say this. There's a few games that I think that should get just redone. Not because they're necessarily bad, but like they should get the Prey, the Prey treatment where like they were like, hey, Prey is a great game, and they eventually just remade it into something completely different.
Yeah.
Games like Dark Sector, The Darkness, Dark Void. I can't think of any more dark games. But like Dark Void was super cool because it's like, oh, you can fly around and all this stuff. Like I
One
like.
game that
Go
I
ahead.
will, sorry, that I really want to mention. And I'm sorry for butting in on this one, but
No, you're
I
good.
definitely think that Black, the original
That's what I was
FPS
waiting
shooter,
for.
should
That's what I was
be
waiting to hear.
remade.
Black. Yeah, that's a really good one.
I don't care what anybody says. The PS2 version was possibly the best graphic version at the time, and just the best game. And in my book, a footprint to what Black Ops was.
I think that'd be really cool. I just don't know if it ever get made because it was made by Criterion, which I always thought was really crazy. Like I was like, you're telling me that like it's made by Criterion, who made the Burnout games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like same engine. That's just crazy. Like that's insane to me. Um, like I guess I never played Black. I know Perfect Dark is getting remade.
Again?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sit here and rip on it too much, but like I've never really played them, so like I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, but I think it'd be really cool.
GoldenEye has a remake that's being worked on at the moment.
Oh yeah, GoldenEye is getting
I've
remade
been waiting
too.
for a new James Bond game for like ever.
I think the last one was on 360.
That was GoldenEye.
I, I'm wondering if they're waiting until the new 007 actor is chosen.
Probably.
Still sad about the ending. Knew it was coming. Actually, I'm a fraud. No, kind of cried at the end, like wholeheartedly. Saw where it was going. I was like, "There's no way," and then I was like, "Nope, double O gone."
Did he die or something?
Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it. That's why they're choosing a new 007.
I don't even know. I haven't seen any of the
I
Daniel
thought
Craig
I
movies.
thought Daniel Craig just didn't want to do it anymore.
Well, he's been
No,
in so many movies.
no.
Yeah.
No Time to Die is where 007 caps off.
Oh.
It's not. It wasn't him. He wasn't. It wasn't the studio. It wasn't the separation. It wasn't that the franchise was dying at all. That was the final conclusion to 007, and now we're going into a new era where we get a new actor, and we're pretty much just gonna go another decade or two into it with a new actor.
Right. No, that makes sense.
But considering how Hollywood is now, they have to be careful on who they choose on giving them the responsibility of the role and how long they're going to be stuck with the franchise because at this point, 007 movies have been more consistent and straight to the point on the story and what they have to say other than Marvel disattaching themselves from characters.
Well, I don't know if
Yeah.
any of you saw that Superman got signed on with Marvel.
Oh yeah, apparently he's rumored to play Doctor Doom.
That dude is a legend.
Yeah, he's pretty much what like nerds wanted him to be.
Yeah, he almost missed his Superman audition because he's playing World of Warcraft or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, honestly, when you think about it. Oh my gosh, all the cowboy memes. But yeah, dude, it's just nuts. Like I don't even sit here and think about it too much. But it's just like how, you know what I mean? Like I just kind of hope that in the next like 5 years, I really really want if we get another remaster real quick here. Um, I really just want SSX. I want SSX Tricky to get remastered. Like that's
Uh,
all I want. That's
I
all I
came at
want.
the end of that era. I mean, where they brought
Yeah,
that
yeah.
escape into
I, I
Xbox.
I want that. Like I'm just give me it. Like you can give like 8 Skyrims. You can give me one SSX game. Like I'm pretty
Um,
sure that's how that works.
Oh, impossible.
I like playing Riders Republic. I'm not gonna lie. Although I guess it's not like SSX at all. It's more realistic, but so animated in a way. It's a pretty good game to switch off.
Yeah, I'll have to definitely check out Riders Republic.
And if we're talking about games that should be made, also, I don't think I've ever seen a BMX game. Being quite honest.
There hasn't been any like BMX games since like the PS2 era.
Give me another Motor Storm,
Roller Storm, yeah, that's a good franchise.
like ATV versus what was it MX versus ATV or whatever, ATV Off Road Fury, or give me
What?
another Wave Race.
There's one franchise I used to play. I'm gonna try to look it up here. Uh,
What are you looking up?
uh, there was a game on the PS2 that I used to play. Motocross Mania.
Uh,
It was basically a dirt bike racing game, but you had melee weapons to knock out the other racers.
Give me Lego Racer.
Oh, bring those back.
Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat Racer.
Yeah, those old Lego racer games.
How about the Mortal Kombat Racing minigame?
Well, yeah, especially because that Mortal Kombat that had it on there, it's hard to find nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for real. For
But
real.
I mean,
Yet
I think
enough getting your ass beat. Take a break. Play a little mini kart game. You know that we decided to make just to enthuse you.
Yeah, I think at this point, before we get too carried away and this becomes a 24-hour program, I think we should wrap this up a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I don't know if any of you guys have anything to say.
Um,
At the end here,
not really.
like any projects you got going on.
I did start my free agency franchise on Madden 23, and I did get a shout out from NFL quarterback Kurt Benkert on it.
By Ben
Especially
Kurt, really?
because I called him out as being the starting quarterback in that franchise. He's a uh, former Packers quarterback, who most recently was trying out for the Bears.
Huh?
So shout out to Kurt Benkert.
We're
Yeah, that's
coming
kind of cool.
second to a quarterback that takes multiple drugs just to play a game and comes off with two MVPs back to back and is still
Hey,
playing right now in the NFL.
my
We
quarterback
were
can take
all
all the
talking about
drugs he
this.
needs as long as he keeps winning MVPs. Now we just need a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
I think if the
That
whole team was on LSD, I think we would be fucking. I think you would have won like maybe like 10 Super Bowls in a row.
well, they definitely looked like they were playing on something today.
Well, they were. I mean, it is what it is. But,
But
but with that being said, yeah, we're gonna just wrap this up. Make sure to follow us on our social media pages. Mine is Rough and Rule on my Twitter and my Twitch. Digested Raptors. I believe you have your own Twitch and Twitter and stuff on there as well. Uh, Sauce, do you have one? Alec, do you have one? A Twitch, a Twitter, anything like that?
I'll get to making those later.
Okay, well, good enough. I also have a YouTube channel that I'm actually working on, so follow me on that one, Rough and Rule as well. And with that further ado, I will talk to you in the next one.